In Dedza, we visited the local pottery and got a great tour through the production site from our guide. In addition to clay, various stones and quartz are also added to the mixture, which are then fine-grained in the mill. This powder is mixed with water and stored for almost 2 weeks in large basins. Then the pottering clay is ready for processing. Before the clay comes to the turntable, it is kneaded like bread dough. It has to be so wonderfully elastic that the potter can shape the material well. And so, a vase, a bowl, or a jug is formed under the expert hands of the master in just a few minutes. I was quite fascinated how easily it looked with him. The next step is the painting. The artists either sketch the motifs or paint the objects directly according to the original or upon a customer's request. The last step before burning is glazing. First, wipe the bottom of the piece and stamp the in-house logo, and yet the part is ready for the stove. The days at the campsite of the pottery were nice, but slowly we wanted to move on. It had rained heavily in the night and the underground had unfortunately completely soaked. So we did not get out despite all the differential locks and sand plates. This meant digging and trying to bring as much stones and material as possible into the furrows we had pulled. To make matters worse, we caught a flat tire on top. A stone had squeezed the valve out. Without the great help of the workers from the pottery, we would have been totally tattered. Changing the wheel in the mud, that would have exceeded our forces definitely. Together they have actually been able to replace the heavy wheel. The whole thing was a real drudge. But all the time, more than 6 hours, they were always good-humored and cracked jokes. Really impressive. After the reserve wheel had been mounted, a driving lane was built. Then the workers wouldn't miss the chance to pull Globy personally out of the mud. With so much swing, it had to fold. After this excitement, we were looking forward to the ride over the Golomoti Pass. The locals were of different opinion as to whether we would get over the pass with Globy, but we wanted to try it anyway. And that was good, because the curves were not that bad as expected, the road cover quite great, and the view overwhelming. So we were glad that we had not listened to the local people for once. When we had passed the summit, we again saw women carrying extremely heavy bundles of wood from the forest to their villages. We wouldn't even be able to heave up such a bundle. And then, as a final candy, came this shaky wooden construction. We trusted the construction skills of the Malawians and drove with only a slight heartbeat across.